What's good, everyone? Mario here. In this video, I want to share with you 15 reasons why you should consider, scratch that, definitely try online dating. So, the 15 reasons that I'm going to share with you hopefully shift your perspective to be a little bit more positive and optimistic and hopeful and seeing the possibilities that are there. And of these 15, the last three are special because they're going to explain some unique advantages and opportunities that you can take advantage of. So, pay special attention to the last three that are coming up. The ability to window shop. With the online dating game, you have this very different experience than you do in the games of attraction and dating, which in real life, what happens if you're interested in somebody? Well, you have to decide to take some courageous, vulnerable action and make something happen. You have to go communicate with them and get to know them, and it's a very awkward experience for many that you're not looking forward to. But with the online dating game, you have this opportunity to identify your interest in something and to learn more. You don't have to be very vulnerable. You don't have to draw up a lot of courage. You just get to do something that's as easy as online shopping. And if you want to learn more, you just click on a picture, click on a bio, and you can find out more information about what they look like, their interests, their values, their background. So much information. So you really have this much different experience that allows you to window shop, unlike in real life. Definitely a game changer. Rejection is less painful. Now, in the online dating game, it's not to say that you're not going to experience rejection because you will, and plenty of it, but it's a much different experience than when you're playing the games of attraction and dating in real life where you have to get that in person rejection. That's very different than an online rejection. The in person rejection is so bad that oftentimes it's your worst fear, so it can be humbling when you're rejected in person. And at worst, it can be crushing. And oftentimes, because we're so fearful of that outcome, we become paralyzed and we won't take any action. Maybe later on, we'll kind of regret it and kind of be a little ashamed of ourselves of why didn't you take any action? Well, the online dating game is very different because you get much more comfortable with experiencing rejection as you get a lot of practice too. But what happens is there's just something about getting rejected through a screen, whether it's your phone or your computer, where it just hurts less when someone says thanks but no thanks, or maybe they say something nasty, or maybe they ignore you. It's a much different experience than having that happen in person. Online, through a screen, you can brush it off and be like, that's not a big deal, and I'll go do it again, on to the next one. And that's something that is really important to recognize because in the games where we're trying to find romantic connections, they're filled with rejection, so that the online dating game allows you to experience rejection with less pain is a huge advantage. Online dating is appealing to introverts. Understand that not everybody's extroverted or into those scenes like bars and clubs, and they're not going to be going there. It's estimated that one fourth to one half of the population is introverted. So, guess what? They're unlikely to be attending those places like bars and clubs, so you're missing out on a large segment of the population. However, we can fix that because with online dating, guess what? It seems like everyone is participating there. The extroverts, the introverts, it doesn't matter. It seems like everyone is there because introverts like things like online shopping or ordering food from home and having it delivered. And definitely online dating, finding somebody that you could be interested in with from your computer or your phone, from the comfort of your own home without the whole hubbub of the social scene that maybe it's not your thing. Well, guess what? Online dating speaks to that population, and maybe it speaks to you, but this is why. It's because introverts are more likely to enjoy this setting and participate, so definitely take advantage. More likely to participate. The online dating game is very different from the games of attraction and dating in that it takes place in this cyber environment. And what that does is it allows people to feel more comfortable, more safe, and it allows people to feel like, well, I can join online dating. What's the big deal? And it allows people to, once they've joined, take more action. And when they experience eventual failure and rejection, which everybody does, experience a ton of it, they keep on going because of that cyber environment. So, very much, you are encouraging participation when you have this cyber environment, which online dating takes advantage of. And further, cost isn't really a big factor. You can participate in this great game for free. Or you can pay for some upgrades or maybe a subscription to some platform. You can do that, but it's not necessary for success. And that's huge. And what else is huge is this relative anonymity that you have because it's different from being in person. And if you find somebody catches your eye, you have to physically walk over, introduce yourself, and it's nerve-wracking. You don't want to do that, and it's not that you shouldn't do it, but understand, let's be real. It's intimidating, and a lot of people don't do it. When was the last time that you introduced yourself to someone that caught your eye? Probably you don't do it very often, but you probably can do it all the time with online dating. So that cyber environment is really drawing out a lot of participation, a lot of action, a lot of connections happening because of that increased action. So definitely the greater participation that this game encourages is a benefit that you don't experience in other games that play out in real life. Convenience. The online dating game can basically be played anywhere, anytime. You can just pull out your phone, open an app, and seconds later you're participating. Or log on to your computer and go to a website, and then seconds later you're participating in the online dating game. So the online dating game is really accessible and you don't need a whole lot of time. If you have just a few seconds, you can open up your app and check a message, or you can send a quick response and you're playing the game. So you don't need this huge time commitment all the time of, I need at least an hour block to participate. Not necessary. You also don't need a babysitter to participate in online dating. So if you've got kids or responsibilities or things going on, you don't have to stop the world to participate in online dating. You can fit it in conveniently into your life. So pay attention to that convenience. Efficiency. This is where online dating shines because it really does a great job as far as efficiency for your investments of time, energy, and resources. Think about it. It allows you to go to a place that's focused with a population of people that you want to connect with, that want to connect with you, and that qualify in most ways for a similar relationship outcome that you're seeking. How often are you finding that in your real world efforts when you're just crossing paths with people? It's not happening. And you have a library, a catalog to choose from. Now, it doesn't mean that everybody chooses you back, but it's there for you. All right. Because in person, you're not guaranteed that they'll want you back either. But with online dating, you can be so much more efficient. If you have 5 minutes, you can try and connect with 5 people. With real world, if you have 5 minutes, you're probably taking four and a half of it to get up the nerve to make a move to go introduce yourself to someone. So when it comes to efficiency, it has the population, it has the people, it has the ease of use. And when it comes to investing your time, energy, and resources, it just crushes its competition. Online dating is a place where if you want to be efficient regarding your efforts, that's where you need to be. Proactive approach. Now, most of us, generally speaking, believe that it's better to be proactive than reactive. But especially when it comes to our love lives, we have to understand this because we're being way too reactive. All right, way too many of us just go around hoping that something happens to us instead of making something happen for us. All right, now, what do I mean? I mean that you're probably just living your life, doing your thing, and you're hoping that something great happens to you. You're hoping that someone crosses paths with you today, even though they didn't the day before, or the day before, or the week before, or the month before, or the year before, but you're hoping this amazing person crosses paths and comes into your life, and better yet, makes the first move. All right. How is that strategy working out for you? Now, we know that it would pay off to be more proactive, but it's intimidating to be proactive in the attraction game. It's tough to just introduce yourself repeatedly to just people that you find attractive and hope are interesting and compatible. But when it comes to online dating, that allows you to be so proactive because it's not really they're not factors that are too inhibitive towards your participation. And I'll tell you this, it feels really good when you can tell yourself and all those people who might be in your business telling you, what are you doing? Are you putting yourself out there? You've been single a while. It feels really good when you can be honest with yourself and realize that you're taking a proactive approach. And it feels great when you can at least give somebody the, hey, I'm doing online dating, I'm meeting, connecting with people. It feels really good to let them know that, hey, like they're saying things, but I got this. I'm being proactive. Leave me alone. So proactive is definitely something huge, a huge element of the online dating experience. Cost effective approach. Now, maybe the best thing about the online dating game is the access to the population it gives you. A very valuable segment of the population that, hey, you want to get to know. So, what does it cost you? Well, oftentimes, nothing. Maybe you want to pay for some upgrades and you can do that. Or maybe you want to pay for a monthly platform that costs, you can do that too. and the cost would still probably be less than it would be for just one date. So it's very cost effective, and it's a lot more effective when it comes to your investment than trying to go out in the real world and throw money at this problem and identify this population. So, bang for your buck, you should be with online dating. Find out more information sooner. When you're playing the online dating game, you have a distinct advantage over the attraction game because in the attraction game, which plays out in the real world, you see something that catches your eye, but what do you know other than that? You just know that you like what you see, but you don't know anything about, say, availability, compatibility, personality. You don't have that information. So you're just going off of, I like what I see, and hopefully the rest checks out. If not, I will find out, but it could be really embarrassing if it goes poorly. I wish I knew more about this person, but here goes whatever right now. Or in many cases, you never take any action and you never pursue that person. But maybe you would if you had more information. Let's contrast that with the online dating game. With the online dating game, are they available? Well, yes, that's why they're using online dating. So, whew, big one checked off right off the bat, right? Now, then you can look at their pictures. You can see what they look like in different outfits. You can see what maybe different interests in the lifestyle that they represent. From their bio, you might see things about their personality, their sense of humor revealed. And you might also get other information revealed, such as do they have kids, profession, things like that. So you have access to so much more information that you wish you had playing the attraction game before you walk over to a complete stranger trying to talk about who knows what and not make a fool out of yourself. All right, so the online dating game definitely, when you're getting more information and sooner, it just trumps the competition of, say, the attraction game. It's not to say that you shouldn't play the attraction game, but man, does it feel good to get that information before you take action when you're playing the online dating game. You could just feel so much more comfortable that, hey, it might not always work out, but I can see some reasons for my interest here. Now I can see that beyond approving physically, I can see some things that I can start a conversation about. I can see that, oh, we do have some mutual interests or similarities in our values. You find out that information, and that allows you to focus your efforts so much better because you have that information. Information is power. Conversation starters. In the real world, when you're playing the attraction game and someone's caught your eye, you wish you had answers to the following two questions. One, are they available? And two, what should I talk to them about? If you don't feel good about those answers, you might not take action. So here's the thing. Let's compare that to the online dating experience. First, are they available? Well, they're using online dating, so probably, all right? Second, what should I talk to them about? Well, there's all sorts of conversation starters that are available to you. All right, so you're not just going off of nothing, okay? So you have their pictures and you have their written content filled with the things that they decided to include. So because they included them, guess what? They probably chose the things that they value the most, that they feel represent them, and that they're most likely to desire to talk about and elaborate on. So you have all sorts of conversation starting opportunities that are there. And some platforms even have ice-breaking opportunities. So when it comes to, conversation starters, like online dating is where it's at because you don't have to just go in and be like throwing shit against the wall and hoping something sticks. You can actually make a strategic decision that's sound based upon what you see and what you think would be likely to be a good conversation starter, but you're not going off of nothing. You have conversation starters that are revealed in the pics in the bio. All right, so take advantage. Make up for handicaps. Understand this, nobody's perfect. We all have things that are pros and cons about all of us. And we all have things that we probably feel are handicapping our chances for success in the games of love. So here's the thing. You are you and you have your total package, but the online dating game offers you the ability to add something to your total package. Online dating skill. And that matters because you can be you plus some online dating skill, which can reveal itself and maybe you choose better pictures for your profile. That helps you out. All right. If the other person doesn't have that, or, it makes up for you being whatever you feel you're weak at. Maybe you're really good at sending opening messages that people really love to open, read, and respond to. that can make up for you not being so perfect and having X handicap. All right, you might be really good at, communicating and creating banter and rapport and leveling up and getting to that first meet. And that can make up for whatever you feel you might be deficient in or that is a challenge for you. So it's not to say that we can remove the things that you feel insecure about, but we can add something to the equation. And that thing that we can add can make you be able to offset some of those weaknesses. You don't have that opportunity very often in life. But with this online dating experience, we get to throw one more thing into the equation. And I think that's really beneficial because all of us feel like there's something that I wish I could improve myself about. But with online dating skill, even if you can't change something, you can add something, but it does take that investment to develop that skill. Access to the greatest dating population ever. Understand this. You are blessed. You're lucky. Essentially, you've won the lottery because you aren't living in 1300 or 1950. You're living in a time where technology is at its all time high for humans to interact with each other globally, and we can make connections with people that we would never cross paths with. So there's so many opportunities out there that because of online dating, you are having access to the greatest population in all the history of mankind. It's up to you to take advantage of it and to develop the skill and maneuver through it well. But understand this, you're very lucky. I hope you take advantage. New game, new rules. The online dating game hasn't always been here, but it's here now and it's here to stay. But understand it's very different from the games of attraction and dating. Those games take place in the real world, face to face, and the online dating game is obviously in a cyber environment. But the challenge in the game of attraction and dating is inspiring interest, attraction, in person. The challenge for the online dating game is to develop your perceived value so that someone will want to meet you in person so that you can then play the attraction in the dating game. So it's all about perceived value, which is a challenge because you don't get to be in person. So you have to use your pictures, your written content, your communication via this online platform. That's very different. So you have to understand that you are not going into this with everything that you normally have access to if you're trying to draw someone's interest or attraction in person. You don't have, your energy in person. You don't have the ability to look into their eyes or the tone of your voice that they can hear. You have to do everything online. So it's very much a different challenge. And that's something that people don't understand because you have experiences in your life of certain things that you feel about your value and your experiences with men and women. And it won't take place like that in the online dating game because, well, quite frankly, you're two dimensional. And that's the challenge. You have to work with your two dimensional sort of environment to develop that perceived value, to get to the games of attraction and dating. That is so different, but it's a new game, new rules, and that's beneficial to you because not everybody knows the rules or how to play that game better. Right place, right time. For once in your life, you get to be the Bill Gates of Microsoft. You get to be the Steve Jobs of Apple, where they landed in the right place at the right time for success. Because for you, yes, you're single, but what a place and what a time to be single right now. You have this online dating game that you get to participate in, and the thing is, it's still in its infancy. And what that means for you is that most people don't know how to play the game or how to play with better strategy. So if you invest and invest wisely, you have a chance to really overtake your competition that would have other advantages over you so you can balance the playing field and even overcome others. It supplements the dating game. You're never going to stop playing the dating game, but how you get to the dating game can arrive from the online dating game. So understand that. It's supplemental. We're not replacing the dating game, we're supplementing it with the online dating game. We're adding more connections that get us to the attraction in the dating game. But understand, you're not replacing the dating game. But everything you do when you play the online dating game stacks the odds in favor of more options and better options and more success in not just the game of attraction, but also the dating game. This video is part of a free 8-video online dating 101 playlist covering everything you need to know about how to play the online dating game. Be sure to check out the rest of the 101 playlist and then head over to thegameoflove.us and take advantage of the free resources in the 101 appendix and learn more about my online course, The Online Dating Game Strategy Guide. It builds upon your 101 foundation and teaches you better strategies so that you can win more, faster, and easier. Thanks for watching. If you appreciated the content, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. And if you believe that learning about better strategies for life and love is advantageous, I invite you to join Get Game Group. Membership is free, open to men and women, offers weekly game video lessons, and a weekly mailbag for member submissions. Click the link in the description to join.